hi there. Thanks for joining me. My name is Jay Appell, and on behalf of my colleagues here at Educational Services for Intel Security, we welcome you to a front row seat of this edition of EPO policy assignments. Now, what we're going to show you here in this short video will be how we use policy assignments, but specifically the copy and paste and also the export feature that you may be totally unaware of. Here's EPO 4.5, and I also will have two other simulators for 4.6 and 5.3. So for those of you who are watching, you may have different versions of EPO and you'll want to know whether we have these features in your version. In here, if we were to, and we are logged in here to 4.5, I'm going to go to the system tree. And in our system tree, I have a couple of machines, nothing too great. And I have chosen the sample company. Under assigned policies, I have policy A, which has been assigned to this old version of VirusScan that's sitting here for the on-access general policies. However, if I were to click on my organization, you'll see that it isn't there. Because I did a copy, and I'll show you how we do that, we go to Actions, Copy Assignments. It took all the products, and of course I could select only those that I want, and I could hit OK, and then I would, just very much like a word processing application, I would take and paste it here. But notice on the screen here, what's going to change here is going to be this particular policy. So off we go, and it says, oh, we're going to do VirusScan. I hit OK, and for VirusScan 8.5, you will see that it put the test policy in, very much like what we saw down here. Very, very simple copy, paste. When we move ahead, and you'll notice that that's pretty much all we have for features. When we move ahead to EPO version 4.6, I'm going to log in here quickly. Kind of interesting to see how the look and feel and design of these different versions has evolved over the years. Now over here we have the system tree, and very much the same sample company, and we don't have any machines, so we'll just very quickly put a couple of machines in there. They're just placeholders. We'll say new system, be great if I could spell, system 1, system 2, and we'll hit OK. Now we have our two systems. I'm going to go to assign policies, and I have the ability to look at my different products. However, what I'm going to do here is when I go to Actions, I have my copy and I have the paste, which is dimmed out because I haven't selected anything yet. But notice here very carefully that there is a new addition in 4.6 called Import Assignments and Export Assignments. What does that do? Well, we're going to show that to you right now, because on EPO 5.3 it is there as well, and I have already prepared, because I knew you were coming, all these many machines. I have roughly about 1,100 machines here on my demonstration, and here's how it works. I have my organization. When I select the assigned policies, I would have all of my products that I would have, and in this case on my simulator, VirusScan 8.8 extending through rogue system detection, HIPS, etc. You're going to have many, many different products on your machine in production. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to select VirusScan 8.8, and you'll notice here for this demonstration, in order to make things very interesting, I have up at my organization a master policy. Down under my sample company, I have Boston, I have Dallas, and I have San Jose. Now over here in Boston, I have servers, and that server has Boston database servers, and then we have all of these other policies that come and extend from the server's container, and that's what this column is meant to show us. The email servers was also a created policy here and applied to this particular group. Now servers has all of the Boston servers. Dallas will have Dallas laptop, Dallas servers, and Dallas workstations. San Jose, so on and so forth. That is so when we do what we're going to be doing here, you'll know that I didn't do any funny business and we actually are going to put everything back. Imagine this, and we'll do it here on the simulator. I'm going to go over to the Boston laptops, and I could potentially delete something here. I could delete them all. Now that would be careless, but you know people in any organization can make mistakes. In order to prepare for what we're going to see, I'm going to go to the system tree and I'm going to select my organization. I'm going to go down to assign policies. I'm just double checking myself, and then I'm going to go down to actions and I'm going to export all of my policy assignments. In a very nice neat box with a bow, I have policy assignment export. I will save it onto my desktop and I'm going to call it my organization. It's just a nice way to do things, and I'm going to put that on the desktop. Done. I will double check my work. You'll see that my organization is there, and I'll hit close. What we're going to show you here to make sure it's crystal clear is if anyone were to remove a policy from any location in the tree, the first thing you probably would be asking yourself is, where did the policy go and where specifically was it assigned in the organization? Because we already took this proactive look at exporting the assignments, what it did was, in that XML, it took a snapshot of all levels, nested area locations, and machines that had specific policy assignments. We've exported that out, and now we're going to show you something that is catastrophic. This is not something you should do in your environment. I have a test simulator. I'm even putting it up here on the screen, reminding you, do not do this in a production or test environment. It may torque everything that you're doing. However, the whole point of showing this to you is there will be a point where there is this missing policy or missing policies, and the idea is to place you back to before the scene of the crime, if you will. So we're going to go up here to extensions. And in extensions, these are all of the extensions that were checked in for all of our products. Specifically, I'm going to go down here to virus scan. And let's say that I was in here, and this is a true story. I was an administrator and I just thought that there were things in here that shouldn't be in here, and I decided to remove them. Well, removing them literally does the following. Anything that is associated with virus scan dealing with policies, and anything dealing with virus scan in terms of dashboards, reports, queries, is vaporized. What a horrible scenario. Now you can understand why I wouldn't want you to do this in your production environment. But if I show you a worst case scenario and this should ever happen, you'll know how to fix it. That's the point of the demonstration. Now we're going to go to the policy catalog and you'll see that in fact virus scan is missing. If I go to queries and reports and I put in VSE, you'll also notice that there is nothing here. They're all gone. So let's head back to the system tree and see what happened. You'll notice that we have all of our machines, but when we look at the assignment, everything has been placed back to my default. All of the machines that have their policies will continue to have their policies. Problem is we are not managing them because the policy is in fact missing. How do we take care of that? Well, the first thing we're going to need to do is get the extensions back in here so we can actually see the policy pages. So I'm going to head on over here to the software manager, and this feature is very nice in EPO. And I'm going to look for virus scan. So you just came into work, you realize that the product is missing, you want to get this back to the way it was. Here's virus scan. Now what I'm going to do is I'm looking down here to see what is not checked in. You'll see here that I have a reports extension and a management extension, but I'm going to take the very latest version and I'm going to do that for both of these extensions. One is the management extension and the other one is the reports extension. Okay, that is complete. Now we're going to go back in here, type virus scan again. And we're going to go back after that other extension that's missing. Notice that the management extension 412 is already checked in. And now all we have to do is finish up the deed here by checking in the other extension. Okay, and that is done too. Now here's what we need to do, and we have to do this in a rather quick fashion, and the reason being is you'll notice here that we have virus scan back, but all of the default values are here. Because you have hundreds if not thousands of machines, some machine is checking into EPO and getting this policy. It's not your fault that the policy is missing. There was a mistake, somebody deleted it, and now you're just trying to fix it and get it back to the way it was. Here's what we're going to do. Once we know that the my defaults, which by the way are not your best practices, the best practices would be your policies that in fact we backed up. And that's what those exporting of the assignments do for us. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to go down to My Organization, Assign Policy tab is selected, down to Actions we go, and we're going to import the assignments. We're going to browse to that My Organization that I saved earlier, and you're going to notice here when I click Next, all the products that are checked into EPO were in fact exported. You'll notice that there's a terminology here. When it says conflict, it means yes, this policy is actually there. You'll also notice that we have no conflicts, which mean these policies are missing. I could either overwrite all the policies, because that's what they should be to begin with, or I could deselect these and in fact choose those that I want to put back into commission. Now these are all the same, and for the essence of time here, I'm going to in fact select everything. Click Next. It's going to ask me to save, and now it's applying all of the policies that you exported earlier and placing them back to all the machines and all of their assignments, no matter how nested they are in the system tree. Now that it's done, you can start to see the fruits of your labor here. Look at this. My Organization, Virus Scan 88, all the master policies. I'm going to open up my tree. Can't wait to show this to you. Here are my Boston laptops. Remember over here I had a database server. That's back, that particular policy. The policy that was assigned to my email is also back. I have my workstation for Boston, and as you can see as I go through the organizations, they all have their policies back. Ta-da! There you have it. Hope you got something out of that. Sure had a lot of fun showing it to you, and thanks for joining us. From all of us here, I'm Jay Appell. Have a terrific day.